Might look like I'm sitting inside a Samsung Smart Cafe, but this is the S20, which I've used for a month now. Very well-rounded smartphone. The S20 Ultra, which is a flagship from Samsung, has about 100x zoom, but is heavy. The Note 10, the earlier generation of Note 20, and finally the Samsung Note 20 Ultra. Before we move any further, let me remind you guys who have been using Note 10, there's one big difference between these two devices is that the stylus is shifted. I don't know why Samsung has moved it to the left hand side. That's okay, you'll get used to it. It's a flagship. Take a look at the specs. So you see the Note 20 Ultra is really beefed up. This smartphone has got everything going for it. It has got everything and a stylus. This is a business smartphone, make no mistake about it. Feels very good in the hand. I like the way the camera is a little bumped up. It's not as heavy as the S20 Ultra because S20 Ultra is a heavier smartphone than this and it's more sleeker. Looks wise, it looks more rich and premium than the S20 Ultra. The camera is very great. Let me show you some features about the camera. From the three cameras, this phone has the primary 108 megapixel camera, which is really the best one. The dynamic range and the stabilization is probably the best I've seen in any camera so far. The 12 megapixel ultra-wide manages to get very close in dynamic range, but the sharpness is not probably as good as the primary one. The periscope lens at 5x zoom is very good, but anything more than 5x is digital zoom. The photos become less and less usable. When it comes to videos, the 8K is a good party trick, but it is not usable. Autofocus is quite okay. In 4K, this camera is again one of the best. It also has 1080p 120fps slow motion, which is very sharp. Now, a lot of people ask me this question, what is the use of the stylus? Now, the stylus is basically used for many things. The moment you open the stylus, you get these options. Now, the moment you do the screen write, you can write on anything. It's good for signing checks, it's good for making corrections on your designs, making corrections on the notes. It's really very handy. Once you've used a note, I think it's very difficult to move out of it, especially you're a business user. You will like the ease of it, using it. It's an edge-to-edge display. All the time that I used it, there was no sense of lagging. Now the Note 20 Ultra is not a camera device. It's not a casual smartphone. It's a business smartphone. Now it beats any flagship that is there in the current market, including the S20 Ultra. Having said that, it's not a flawless device. While you are using it, it will tend to heat up sometimes. The battery should have been 5000 mAh or more. The battery will last you moderate use of a day. It comes with 12 GB of RAM and with 512 GB of storage. That means you can practically run any application that you want. But if you're not going to use the stylus, if you're not going to use it for business as much as you would use it for a casual phone, it's not the device that you should really target. You have other devices to choose from. It offers a seamless user experience. There's no denying it. Now, I've been thinking, why should you buy this smartphone? If you're an entrepreneur, if you want to use this smartphone on the go, you want to sign documents, sign agreements, make corrections, use the stylus because that's the biggest advantage of a Note 20. If you're someone who's not accustomed to this size, don't venture out into it because it's not a very comfortable size in your hands because it is a large phone. Plus the camera bump angles, it will take you some time to get used to it. And don't forget, it's an expensive phone. If you want to buy this only from camera purpose, then there are other smartphones available which is only meant for camera, but it has top-notch specs and camera, so it's a very good function of a good camera smartphone and a business phone. But you buy a Note 20 Ultra only for its business use, only for its stylus use, only for the way it looks is very stylish. And if you've liked this review, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Until the next one,